pretty solid into a long week for us, where we out west. It's always hard going from a West Coast trip and coming back and no practice time and not much time to adjust for our bodies. I thought we handled it really well. So I thought physically we were really locked in and engaged into the game, and once we got past those first 5 minutes of the game, I thought we started playing much better.
Can you discuss Waylon with 14 trips to the line?
Yeah, I felt good about Way before the game. We spend a fair amount of time, before the game talking, re-emphasizing game plan areas, and I just thought she had a determination about her, in her tone of voice and her approach, and so I wasn't surprised when she played the way that she did, and I thought that she willed our team to play the way that we played in that game, and she was determined to make things happen and to create more of a tempo for our team, because we thought we got away from that in the last game that we played. So I thought she was really, really focused and determined.
The last couple of years, you guys haven't really lost very many back-to-back games. Is there a common thread with this group? Have it been the same core group the last couple of years where you guys are able to bounce back no matter what the situation, especially after a game like in Los Angeles?
Yeah, it's one of those things, especially a game like LA. It doesn't take much to get really motivated to play again and get that taste out of your mouth, and that's what you hear from our group. What they're really prideful about bouncing back. It's a very mature group. It's a group that's extremely competitive, and so anytime you lose or you don't find success in something that you're doing, you kind of get that itch to get back out there and fix things, and I think that's been it. They're tough. They're tough-minded people.
Moore has the 4-point play and then hits threes at the end of the second and third. Those are the kind of big shots that you were saying coming into the year that she needs to take and make, aren't they?
Absolutely. It's a tough thing to stand in there as a jump shooter, to see someone flying at you, and roll her ankle the way that she did, and so I give her a lot of credit for that. She didn't bail on that, and I thought she finished quarters for us really, really strongly, and I thought Way was a big part of that. Her getting us organized and running our into quarter stuff really, really well, and created really easy opportunities for Maya to knock down shots, and she made them.
What was it like seeing Candace in a different uniform tonight?
But no big deal. It's part of pro sports. You move on, and happy for her to be getting such great opportunities to play. I'm sure she's happy, and I'm happy on any night that she's not playing us.
How do you feel that transaction that sent her away has paid off so far? Is looking at you get Sugar Rogers out of that, and then Janelle as well.
I don't know, and I think Roger. Where's Roger? I think it's a question for Roger. He's the GM. I'm big on my philosophy on any transaction is over time, and I really think it's kind of early to evaluate that. I just know for us we had a real need in the post, and Janelle's certainly evolving, but I would at this point I would probably shy away from making an evaluation of what people like to do, who won the trade. It was out of necessity. It was something that Candace wanted, and said we had a need, and you just go do it.
You said you had a need, and Janelle's evolving. What do you see from her? It seems like she's really starting to be more comfortable out there. She's making the big, strong, physical plays underneath. She's passing the ball. Is that what you want?
Absolutely. I think that's what you get with Janelle. She's really been kind of finding her way. I think if you asked her, she would tell you her head is spun for most of her time here. She's a veteran who's been on different teams. She will tell you that our team is really, really quirky. We do a lot of goofy things, and so getting to know everybody's thing that we like to do, and including me, trying to answer to things I want her to do, and try to feel comfortable all at the same time. So she'll be much better late in the season. There's no doubt about it. But what she's given us right now has been really solid.
Can you discuss the 11-2 run to end the second? That gave you the separation that you held up throughout the rest of the game.
And we thought that was our best finish to quarters this game, and we really pride ourselves on the end of quarter execution, trying to create the number of possessions that get us just that, what you're saying, which is separation. And that each play that we had in the last 3 or 4 minutes, playing off our defense, getting early running our 2-for situations, end of quarter play. I just thought all of it was really good for us tonight.
You talked about motivation, Cheryl. Coming into this game after the game against LA, considering the opponent and what you've done against them lately, this was really one you almost had to have, isn't it?
I'm not sure what you mean by consider the opponent.
Well, you've beaten them a bunch of times. They're always dangerous, but it's like you could take them lackadaisical. You really needed to grind one out here and bear down.
Yeah, and what I told our players was, and I get that externally, when you hear Tulsa, you don't, maybe take them, in the light that you should in terms of how good the team is in terms of how well they're playing. And our team knew that. Our team was very braced for that. Hopefully they don't talk to you guys and kind of get that, well, it's just Tulsa, because that's absolutely the wrong thing. Because I have a lot of respect for Gary Kloppenberg, I have a lot of respect for their players, playing really, really well. And our group is so smart that we understood that. We knew they just come off a 20-point win over Seattle, who was playing really well. And they beat Chicago, who was playing really well. And, Prince went away for a little bit, and they struggled a little bit, but really, really two quality wins. So a very, very dangerous game for us, if at all they thought like you did.
Now, with Cam Beige and Tiffany Jackson-Jones not playing, how big of a factor do you think that was in tonight's game?
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Liz Cam Beige is a 6'8" center who, is really impactful. And a lot of things that you saw them do with Courtney Parrish, they'll do with Liz Cam Beige. And so the games that we saw with Cam Beige, it's very, very post-entry focused. Very post-entry. So that helps the guards, because right now you can put a lot of attention on those three ballers, and without, Glory Johnson's going to get hers when you really get strung out. But man, now you put a 6'8" in there, and a Glory Johnson in there, and then you bring Paris off the bench, their inside game looks a lot better. So I think it's going to make a big difference for them.
How impressed with you with the play of your starters after only combining for 17 points in LA?
Well, if LA's our measuring stick. I was impressed with the bounce back nature, of kind of how we handled things. And, I've got three great leaders in Whalen, Simone, and Brunson, and they all want to have our players take those types of games personally and make sure that, that we handle our business in a way that we can all be proud of. And, it happens sometimes, in LA. I just like it when it happens to other people, not us. But that's the nature of it, and you can't explain it. It is what it is. But the most important thing is that they came back and played much more like the Lynx players that we've seen.
Your starters played the majority of the minutes tonight. You had mentioned there was a lack of practice, so did that play into you not using the bench with them being a little younger and still learning the...
No, I thought our bench didn't handle their business when they got in the game. I just told them we got to do better. I thought Monty, Monty's Monty. Monty's basically a starter for us, and so there's a great deal of trust in what she's doing. We're putting her in tough situations in terms of having to be, a lead guard and run our stuff, and I think she's handling things really well. She's not Lindsay Whalen, but we don't expect her to be Lindsay Whalen. I thought Dev Peters' minutes were good. Even though if you look at a stat sheet and say she was 0 for 4, I thought the way that she played the game, she did get 5 rebounds. She's a player that probably needs to play more. And that's what I told him. We need to, kind of find our rotation. And players have to earn minutes. Nothing's going to be given to them. And I probably have been giving minutes in certain areas that you're going to see dry up at this point.
Simone was 1 for 13 tonight. Just so efficient again. How better are you guys offensively when she's shooting like that?
Well, Moan had an offensive game that it's just like we got to just keep running stuff for her. But I thought what Simone did was, I thought she got her wheels rolling because she started defending really hard. Those guards are a handful, and I thought Simone, especially Raquanda Williams, who lightning quick, can really score the ball, and had a huge block shot, and I just thought really got her wheels rolling and got a bounce in her step, and we got her some good opportunities, and she had a nice flow about her.
What are your impressions of Skylar Diggins so far in her young career?
I don't know that I've watched them enough.
Yeah.
I thought she commands a presence, about running a team, which I think is really important when you have a point guard. But I haven't seen her enough to really, really drill down and evaluate. 11 assists is pretty impressive against our group, so I think she understands how to play. So I think she's tough.